What's up guys, David here. Today we're going to be installing a new GPU into my mining rig, and I just figured I'd bring you along for the ride, show you how easy it is. It's really just a couple of steps. Now just so you can see before we get started, my mining rig is already set up. I've got 3 of them. We're going to be installing into this one right here. It's already up and running with 3 GPUs currently mining, and we're running Hive on this machine. Now, before we unbox this, this is the second time that they have done this to me. They sent the AMP Extreme model, and I don't fully understand the difference between this and the regular 3070 Ti, but I do know that it's a little bit bigger, and I think it's supposed to be more powerful. I know that the price is a little bit higher, so I didn't voluntarily tell them that they sent me the wrong thing, because in the event that I want to turn around and sell these, this should have more value to it. But anyway, I'm using the Zotac Gaming 3070 Ti's. These have really good cooling, 8 gigs of memory, and they're just really good cards. We're mining Ravencoin. These cards do exceptionally well with Ravencoin. They do run kind of hot, but that's expected with the Kapow algorithm. So yeah, let's take a look. Okay, so in my particular case, I like to use the GPUriser.com GPU risers. These are really nice. They come in packs of 6, I think, and it comes with all the pieces you need. Basically, all you have to do is plug in this USB cord to both ends. Just make sure it's straight here. Plugged into there, and then there's this other smaller end here that plugs into the mining rig itself, and this just plugs into there. So plugged into both ends. This just comes as a kit again. I think it's GPUrisers.com. Pretty sure I got the recommendation from Red Panda Mining, and there is a discount code on this channel, so take a look at that. I don't add this extra light in this case. They don't all come with the extra RGB light, but I just figure it draws more power, so I'm not going to install that. And then on the GPU itself, the end here comes with this protective cover. Just take that off. And then the GPU riser, if you take a look, it's got this end here where you can see there's the smaller part and the bigger part, which kind of matches here, smaller part, bigger part. So that plugs into there, just like so. And then there's this little clip in here. It's hard to see, but you can lock that in place. So here's where we run into a problem. As happy as I am that they sent this other GPU, it takes 3 power cables, and it doesn't actually fit in my mining rig. It's too deep this way. So in this case, I hung this one up here, and you can see it's connected back into this rig over here. I'm gonna have to do something similar for this GPU that we're about to install right now. So let me figure out where I'm gonna put this. I'll mount it from the shelf, kind of similar to how I did here, and then I'll show you how we're gonna hook it up. Before I continue here, I'm gonna need to shut down at least this mining rig here so I can get back here without chopping my fingers off in these fans. But I didn't want to leave this part out of the video, so I'm gonna show you. Go into the app on the phone, or you could do it online, and simply stop miner. So miner actions, I stop the miner from mining. So now it's shut down. I just gave it a minute because you want the GPUs to cool down a little bit before you completely shut it off. But then the next thing you're going to do is go into power actions and shut it down. confirm, and then we should see this thing shut down. Okay, good. So now you can see these fans have stopped. These other mining rigs are still running, but I think I can work around that. So now that it's shut down, I'm going to see if I can get this mounted, and then we will continue. So now we're going to go ahead and hook up this GPU. So like I said, and you can see here, this particular model has 3 power inputs. There's 2 6+2 pins and a 6 pin. So you can see the extra 2 is not plugged in there. And then on the riser itself, there's a 6 pin. So it draws a lot of power, has access to a lot of power. Without getting too much in depth in this video, we'll jump in another video about power consumption and how you should wire this stuff. But for right now, just take my word for it. These should all be dedicated and not split. So what I mean by that is this PCU has this one bundle of wires here that comes in. There's an 8 pin, and then it branches into another one. That's okay because it's designed like that from the manufacturer to work that way. But what I would not want to do is I would not want to put a splitter on one of these and go to, say, the riser. So the riser has its own power supply. It's kind of hard to see back here, but because the riser doesn't draw as much power, I could split off of there if I wanted to. But I have this extra one, hard to see there. And I'm going to use that. I'm just going to use an extension cable, which I have here, to power the riser of the new GPU. And then I've got some extra unused power ports here, which will plug into that GPU. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I got all 4 of those power connectors connected. It's really hard to see, and man, was it hard to work back here. Can't hardly get to it. But the USB cord that came out of the riser plugs in to the motherboard. That's how the data is moved, which is this right here. So I wanted to show you this real quick. So I'm going to run this over here to where the motherboard is. Apologies, it's hard to see back here, but here it is right here. And then with everything shut off, we're going to plug this in. And just like that, it's all set up. So we're going to power it up. Here's my on switch. Turn it on. And you can see it's powered up. Again, make sure it's got plenty of room for the fans to turn. Make sure all the lights come on. And then I've got this one plugged into the screen, so we should see it boot up here in a second. Okay, so it's booting up now. And if we get a little bit closer, you can see it's got 4 graphics cards that it's detecting now, which is the 1, 2, 3, and 4. So they're all connected. It's going to boot up, and it's going to get to mining on its own. And that's really all there is to it. In a separate video, we could talk about how to set up Hive and any of the software side of this, but as far as the hardware side goes, it really is that simple. Just plugging the power in, plugging the data in with the GPU riser, mounting it, and starting it up. That's really about it. I would say the biggest thing to keep in mind is that obviously you want to pay attention to all of your power consumption and what types of cables you're using, because it can be a big fire hazard if you have things plugged in wrong or if you daisy chain too many GPUs off of one power outlet. But yep, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing and leave some feedback down below. Thank you. See you next time.